Agriculture Today continues now on the K-State Radio Network. And there are several matters at hand that your Natural Resources Conservation Service office is handling and is putting out word on. For a deadline for all of this is March the 4th. That's just a little over a month away. We're talking with two individuals from the NRCS state headquarters for Kansas on this segment. First with resource conservationist Jonae Franklin, and she's going to brief us on the fiscal year 2011 Lesser Prairie Chicken Initiative. And this is in support of those who develop prairie chicken habitat. Jonae?
That is correct. This is a special initiative in its second year. It's a voluntary program to treat, of course, natural resource concerns on certain land types. We offer financial and technical assistance to install and maintain conservation practices, increasing the critical habitat for lesser prairie chicken here in Kansas, and the eligible area is pretty much only in western Kansas where the habitat exists.
To reflect, in fiscal year 2010, quite a few contracts under this program were signed, were they not?
That is correct, Eric. NRCS funded 64 contracts for over $1.4 million last year, and there was a total of 115 applications received.
What's the allocation for supporting this program in the current fiscal year?
In 2011, there was a $2 million allocation, and that is split between both the Wildlife Habitat Incentive Program, which was allocated $1.5 million, and the Environmental Quality Incentives Program, which was allocated $500,000.
So there really is good support for this program here in Kansas.
Yes, it was a significant increase above the level last year.
We'll talk of producer eligibility in just a second, but what are the mechanics of participating? A visit to the local NRCS office is the starting point, right?
That's correct. You should visit with the office where you are or where the land is physically located, obtain an application form, and talk with the district conservationist to make sure that your county is in an eligible area, and develop a conservation plan to address what is needed to increase that lesser prairie chicken habitat on your property.
What qualifications must a producer meet then to be eligible?
Well, an agricultural producer must be an owner or operator of cropland, pasture, or rangeland. Those are the eligible land types for this initiative. You must have an interest in the land being offered for application and have control of the land for the entire contract period. And you also must be in compliance with the highly erodible land and wetland conservation provisions, along with the adjusted gross income requirements. Now, there are payment limitations for the program depending on if you're funded through the Wildlife Habitat Incentive Program. That annual payment limitation is $50,000. But for the Environmental Quality Incentive Program, that payment limitation is $300,000 up to $450,000 for projects of special significance.
Now, if a producer and a parcel of land qualify for the Lesser Prairie Chicken Initiative, what responsibilities will fall to that individual?
That participant is to develop a conservation plan and identify eligible practices, which are made available at the local NRCS office and our website. And you're to not start any practice prior to contract approval unless a waiver is requested and approved for that participant. If a practice is started prior to an actual contract without a waiver, you may disqualify yourself for receiving any financial assistance from the agency.
And as you said earlier, Jonae, the land must reside in a designated area for this initiative in Kansas, and that can be cleared up at the local NRCS counter as well.
That's correct. If you visit with your local district conservationist, they will let you know what program specifically you're eligible to apply under, be it the Wildlife Habitat Incentive Program or the Environmental Quality Incentive Program. There are certain restrictions for this initiative.
Once more, though, this has proven to be a quite useful and popular program in Kansas as of last year, and do you expect much the same this year, Jonae?
Yes, we do. Last year, our initial allocation was less than what we spent, and we requested additional dollars, and we hope we'll have the same response this year.
Once again, this is a program encouraging landowners to develop habitat to support lesser prairie chicken in the parts of western Kansas. Jonae, thank you.
You're welcome.
That's our resource conservationist with the state NRCS office, Jonae Franklin. Now we bring in one of her colleagues to talk more about a couple of other program opportunities. Corey Nelson, also a resource conservationist. Corey, what you'd like to inform us about today is something called the AWEP program, as the acronym goes, AWEP. This is something that may not be as familiar to a number of producers as, say, the EQIP program. What is AWEP?
Well, AWEP stands for Agricultural Water Enhancement Program. This is a voluntary conservation program that provides financial and technical assistance to owners and operators of agricultural land to install conservation practices. Proposals for the priority areas are submitted nationally, and if selected, AWEP funds are used in their project area to enroll EQIP-eligible land and producers.
Well, you let us know here that there have been a handful of proposals already approved here in Kansas. You might outline those.
Yes, there have been 3 AWEP proposals approved in Kansas. All approved proposals are in the Ogallala Aquifer area, which was a natural priority area for AWEP. Kansas has been allocated $2 million for AWEP in fiscal year 2011.
Specifically, what are those 3 proposals that have been approved then?
The 3 AWEP proposals are the Equals Beds Groundwater Management District number 2, the Northwest Kansas Groundwater Management District number 4, and the Big Bend Groundwater Management District number 5.
And let's take each of those individually. The Equus Beds, the Groundwater Management District number 2. What will the AWEP funding go toward there?
The project will address inefficient water use on irrigated land through installation of more efficient irrigation systems and irrigation water management.
And this is actually a project already underway, is that correct?
Yes, the project is in the second year of a 5-year plan.
How much of that groundwater management district would be eligible then for AWEP?
Well, the entire groundwater management district is eligible.
And you also noted that the Northwest Kansas Groundwater Management District number 4 will qualify here. What will it address?
Well, this project area will address aquifer overdraft by converting irrigated land to dry land, cropland, by implementing new crop rotations and increasing residue management. And this project is in the second year of a 3-year plan.
And what part of the district will be eligible here?
Well, portions of Cheyenne, Sherman, Sheridan, and Thomas counties are eligible.
And you noted that the third area of interest, the Big Bend Groundwater Management District number 5. And what's on target here?
Well, this project addresses inefficient water use on irrigated land using financial assistance to remove end guns from irrigation systems and convert those acres to non-irrigated land. And this project is in the second year of a 5-year plan.
All right. Now, we're bringing this up because there is a cutoff date for those interested in applying for the Agricultural Water Enhancement Program support.
Well, there is a continuous sign-up for the program, but the evaluation cutoff date for fiscal year 2011 is Friday, March 4th.
And there is a conservation plan that needs to be developed as part of this.
Correct. There will be a conservation planner assisting the participant in planning a conservation plan.
Again, that's the Agricultural Water Enhancement Program, and the program has been designated for 3 areas in the Ogallala Aquifer, generally speaking, the Equus Beds Groundwater Management District number 2, Northwest Kansas District number 4, and the Big Bend District number 5. Inquire about the possibilities there if you operate in one of those areas at your local NRCS. And Corey, as well, you're managing something else that we'll squeeze in a word on now. The Environmental Quality Incentives Program, once again, is the object, and there is an organic producer component to this. You might explain.
Well, yes. NRCS established the National Organic Initiative in fiscal year 2010. This initiative provides conservation assistance to organic producers and those transitioning to organic to treat natural resource concerns. For fiscal year 2011, $1.4 million has been allocated to Kansas to assist organic producers and those transitioning to organic.
Does one have to develop what's called a self-assessment worksheet, much as they do with other EQIP opportunities?
Well, a self-assessment worksheet is not required, but they may assist a participant in understanding the information needed by NRCS for the program. Now, a fact sheet is available on the Kansas NRCS website at www.ks.nrcs.usda.gov/programs.
And these applications will be ranked, you say. How does that work?
Well, the ranking criteria is based off of the resource concerns being addressed. and national and state and local questions as well.
All right. This is, again, all clarified on the website, which is www.ks.nrcs.usda.gov. But for those who would like to get some assistance in converting over to organic production, this really can be quite helpful, can it not, Corey?
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your time. We appreciate you letting us know about these matters as well, and we thank Jonay likewise.
Thank you.
Corey Nelson is a resource conservationist with the Kansas NRCS. Go to their website. It's a very handy reference on all of these programs, including the EQIP Organic Program, the Agricultural Water Enhancement Program, and the Lesser Prairie Chicken Habitat Development Initiative through the NRCS. That's at www.ks.nrcs.usda.gov. And this is Agriculture Today.